Welcome to the iRally preview for the Rally d'Italia Sardegna. It is round 5 of the 2011 FIA World Rally Championship. Whoa, have you caught your breath after Jordan yet? What a rally Jordan was. Fabulous to see the likes of Latvala and Ogier battling it hard all the way through the whole rally there. Are we going to see the same here in Italy this week? Well, I sincerely hope so. Italy this year, Rally Italy, Rally de Sardegna, is a little bit different. Why is it different? Well, this is different. Just look at where we are up here. We've come a little further south from where we usually come. We've obviously still based in Olbia, which is in the northeast of the island. We've come a couple of hours south, down towards the centre of the island. And what does it give us? Well, it gives us these fantastic stages up here, right on top of the hills. These stages around the Montegrigno area. And, well, they're quite different from what we're used to. We're normally used to very, well, tight, narrow, twisty, abrasive, hard stages in Sardinia. But as you can see, it is a bit different up here. It's very open. It is still, mind you, quite tight and quite twisty. You only have to think back to this rally 12 months ago. OK, it wasn't in the World Rally Championship, but there was all sorts of drama when we came up amongst the wind turbines here. Sebastian Ogier, he was in this rally last year, but only for 5 minutes. He crashed his car a few Ks into the first stage, and he wasn't the only one. A lot of very good drivers caught out on these very stages last year. It was quite dramatic, and I think with these stages being new to the vast majority of our WRC drivers, it could be an exciting and entertaining first morning. What can we expect? Well, let's have a look. It's been a bit unusual, the weather here, over the last week or so. It really has rained heavily. Have a look at this. Come here with me. Look at this. Come here. Look at this here. It's muddy, it's wet, it's damp in places. That actually is only going to, well, perhaps last for another day or two. I think by the time we get here for the rally itself, it'll have dried up. Look at the line that's coming through here. Very, very, very smooth, but still quite damp. It is windy, as you can tell. Take a look at the way these wind turbines are going around. It really is very windy up here indeed, and that will help the surface dry out. So, what is the surface like? It is rough, it is tough, there are some big gradients in there. What do you get when you see those big gradients? Well, you get the four-wheel drive cars digging in, looking for grip, looking for traction. What happens when you do that? You pull rocks out. I think the Friday stages in this rally could be very, very interesting indeed. Our top 5 drivers, top 5, we could include perhaps the mini drivers. We'll talk about that in a little while. But our top 5 drivers here on the Friday, I think, have got a big, big challenge ahead of them. Brand new stages. Really, really tough stages indeed. A little difficult to know what to expect. The boys were out here recceing yesterday, and it was very different. The weather was really quite miserable. It was quite dreighet, as we'd say in Scotland. It was dark, it was damp, it was wet. It really wasn't pleasant indeed. But as I say, look at this wind. Feel this wind. You can maybe hear it in my microphone. You can certainly see it in the wind turbines behind me. It'll dry out. We've got 4 days. Well, what are we today? Tuesday or are we Wednesday? We're Wednesday. We've got 2 more days. Crumbs, I'm losing track of time. 2 more days until the boys arrive here to drive these stages in anger. They'll be pretty dry by then. Let's have a look back here at the wind turbines. As I say, I'm coming back here. Why am I coming back this way? I'm going to come to the camera. That's a bit silly of me, isn't it? Backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. What are we going to expect this weekend, and who are we going to expect to see doing well? Well, Ogier is on fire. That's absolutely certain. The other man who's on fire is Jari-Matti Latvala. Solberg needs a good result here. He has the best road position, 5th on the road. Sebastian Loeb, it's going to be another tough weekend for him. 1st on the road, Hervinen 2nd on the road, Ogier 3rd on the road. Latvala could be the boy to watch. 130 Ks on the first day, 140 Ks on the second day. Now, we're going to see tactics on day 1. Quite possibly. We'll have to wait and see. I think, though, on day 2, they'll all be pushing. There's only a short day on the Sunday, and what we know about the Sunday here is that it's an early start. 6:50 or so, the first stage on Sunday morning. Very calm, hardly any wind. Dust could be an issue, so 1st on the roads could be the place to be on Sunday. Bit of tactics? I think so, but we are going to see flat-out driving, I think, for a fair bit of this rally. We might still see some tactics, though. What is the other thing we've got to look out for here? What's the big, big jump in that Monte Lerno stage? We'll go there, we'll talk about that one, and I'll tell you who I think is going to win this rally. So here we are, the famous Monte Lerno stage and the famous Mickey's Jump. I didn't realise, by the way, that this jump had a name. Mickey's Jump, apparently. Listen, if you know where that name comes from, I have no idea. Just drop us a note, little note at the bottom of our YouTube page, our YouTube video, and, well, I would be fascinated to know. But here we are, as I say, we're on Saturday stages now. Earlier on, we were on Friday stages. These are Saturday stages, more traditional stages for the Rally Sardegna. And this is the famous Monte Lerno jump. Doesn't look much from where I am, but watch this. You're running up, and you can see I am running up the hill here to this crest. And remember Chris Atkinson a few years ago? He hit this crest in his Subaru Impreza World Rally car way too fast, 20 kilometres an hour too fast, and he was a little bit too close here. He should have been over this way here a little bit, but anyway, problem was, he was 20 kilometres an hour too fast, over this crest, and off he went. He took off. He went into orbit practically, heading towards the right-hand side here. And on my right-hand side there, if you remember, lots and lots of spectators, lots of photographers, lots of cameramen. Atkinson was airborne for about 30 metres. It looked as if he was heading into the crowd there on the right-hand side. But he's a rally driver. He's one of the world's very best rally drivers. He got that car under control the instant it landed. He pinged it left, and it took that fast left-hander. One of the most iconic shots you will see from the World Rally Championship. Chris Atkinson over this crest in his Subaru World Rally car. You guys can have a look, though. Let's go to the onboards and see what it looks like from inside the car. So here we are, the approach to the Monte Lerno jump. And as you can see, we're coming out of what is quite a tight technical section. You're in amongst these small trees here, and it's quite narrow. You've got to be precise. And as you start to come round here, you're approaching the left-hander towards the jump. And it opens up very nicely indeed. And there it is in front of you, the Monte Lerno jump. All you can see is sky. There's nothing there apart from sky. You're going over the top, and my goodness me. There you go. You can see how scary that is. Whew! Terrifying. So there we are, that is the view from inside the car on the famous Monte Lerno jump. It really is quite frightening indeed. Just recce cars going past me there. Those boys will be going a lot quicker than that, but they'll be taking it, well, reasonably steady. A lot quicker than that, but steady during the event itself. Now, earlier on, when we were looking at Saturday stages, I talked about who I think might win this. Well, my money has to be on Jari-Matti Latvala. He's had the most incredible start to the year. 4 podiums in 4 events. A second place in Jordan that was perilously close to a win, just 0.2 of a second away from a win, and the most incredible charge. What Latvala seems to be doing this year is putting together the speed that we know he's got with consistency. Latvala could be the man to beat. Remember, he won it here in 2009 when the World Rally Championship was last year. What about Sebastian Loeb? Well, he's first on the road on the Friday, and I think Sebastian Loeb will struggle. I think he will be the sacrificial lamb. He could well still be first on the road on Saturday, and that is when the likes of Latvala, Peter Solberg potentially, Ogier will make their moves on the Saturday. They will push on. You want to be first on the road on Sunday. Very early stages here on Sunday morning. Before 7 o'clock, the dust will be an issue. First on the road could be the place to be on Sunday with hardly any kilometres in the Sunday loop of stages. But as I said, Latvala, my man to beat. Solberg, though, 5th on the road. Potentially, he's the man that can dictate things. He's the man that can play the tactical game. It would almost be quite poetic, wouldn't it, if Solberg becomes the first privateer to win a round of the World Rally Championship since Gianfranco Cunico, the Italian, in the Ford in 1993. It was that long ago. It was 18 years ago that we last had a privateer winning a round of the World Rally Championship. And this is Solberg's chance. To be absolutely honest with you, Solberg has to win here if he's got a realistic chance of challenging for this year's title. I talked about Loeb. You can never write Sebastian Loeb off, but it's a funny old event for him, this one. 3 times he's won it, but he's had a couple of big problems here. Remember, he made that mistake on the Sunday in 2007 when Gronholm was chasing him. Big lead, made a mistake, bang, he was out of it. Last time we were here, he picked up a puncture, undid his seatbelts early, big time penalty, bang, he was out of it. So he's won it 3 times, but he's had his share of problems. I don't think Loeb will win this weekend. I don't think Ogier, unfortunately, will win. I don't think Harvinen will win either. I think our winners will come from either Jari-Matti Latvala or potentially Peter Solberg. If I was a betting man, I would say Jari-Matti Latvala. What about the minis that we mentioned earlier on? Well, how wonderful is it to see a new manufacturer back in the World Rally Championship? It's great to have Mini here. Danny Sordo and Chris Meek, they'll have fun this weekend for sure. They want to keep their cars on the road. They want to get to the end of this rally. I think both cars getting to the end of the rally will be a good result for Mini. 1 in the top 6 will be a great result for Mini. A little bit of pace, be great to see that as well on 1 or 2 stages. We'll have to wait and see. But this weekend, it's going to be a close one. My money on Jari-Matti Latvala.